Today, I'm gonna share 26 life lessons that I learned at 26. These are the life lessons that I learned or touched my heart. I really agree with them and they are very important to me. I'm not saying that I've made habits out of all of them. I'm still learning and still trying to ingrain their principles within my life. Okay, number 1, learn as you go. We learn a lot by doing. We always need to adjust as we go. It's better to be done than perfect. So if there's anything you want to do, start now and learn as you go. If you want to be perfect, you will never produce anything. It's gonna take a million years to put your work out there. First video, first dance, first time learning new language. The first outcome is always sucks and crappy. And we have to suck it up that phase. Number 2, there is no end in learning. We need to be a lifelong student. Learning is endless. Even after graduating, we need to acquire all the skills and knowledge for our jobs again, because our goals and dreams are constantly changing. Especially when we are still on the journey of finding out what we truly want in our lives. So don't be stressed out about the amount of learning. Just enjoy the journey. Number 3, do it now or never. From my observation of people so far, if you are not studying right now, you are not going to study tomorrow either, and probably never will. If you didn't start already or aren't in the process of whatever you hope to achieve in the future, you're never going to do it. Now, I know this rule, so if I want to cultivate a skill, I try to start today, even if it's a very small gesture or the easiest commitment to complete. Number 4, it is not what happens to you, it is how you respond to it. When I first heard that quote, I was like someone hit me in the head. It was like ding. Some of you must have heard life is 10% what happens and 90% how you react to it. In life, attitude is everything. It is what shapes our beliefs and our actions. Difficult times always come throughout our entire lives, but it is up to us how we interpret them and reset our perspective. We need to be reminded that we are always in control of our emotions, despite any given situation. Number 5, Jesus wept. I know this is very short, but it's a very powerful sentence for me. It wasn't before, but it is now. I believe this is the shortest verse in Bible. Jesus wept. Even though he could do anything, he still felt sad. Number 6, law of attraction. This is one that I want to believe. I somehow resonates with it a lot, so I always keep in mind. The law of attraction is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences in person's life. If it clicks with me, I just believe it. I don't know about you, but I'm more of an intuitive person. I like science too, but sometimes I don't need science to help myself. When I feel something is right, I just believe it, or I just choose to believe it because it helps me. Number 7, we can rewrite our past and just believe it. Number 8, what we worry about never happens. I used to be an overanalyzer and overthinker and worried a lot about the future. In my childhood, I've always pushed myself so hard because I thought I didn't have time to enjoy my life or explore other things. just being productive, studying, and being successful is the only way to survive in society. So I always like to plan ahead and think about all the possible scenarios and prepare for them. I never stopped preparing. But life is always changing, and most of the time, the worst case scenario never occurs. Sometimes things happen that I've never imagined or just fall into my lap unexpectedly. So I try to go with the flow because as long as I'm alive and breathe, I'll be okay. Number 9. Discomfort is what makes me grow. I hate to admit that, but I can't deny that my hardships has been a big factor in forming my personality. It's true that your deepest pain makes you grow, because I always felt that I'm a little bit more mature than my peers. Only when you try to get out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself, you can hone in on your new skill and find something new in yourself or progress in your work. How ironic is that when you do something you dread, you feel the most fulfilled and proud. Number 10. Winning the lottery makes a life misery. I believe this quote means that if I had more money than I deserve, or more than I can manage, it would be hard to lead a happy life. If it happens, I think I wouldn't have met people from all walks of life that I have met. And most importantly, I might have lost all my motivations. I think I wouldn't try hard enough anymore too. My life will never be colorful. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I want to be poor. I just believe what comes easy won't last. Number 11. We need encouragement and support from people around us and believing in us. But ironically, it comes too late. It comes when we already succeed in business or become successful. And at that point, we don't need that anymore. We don't need that mental support anymore because now it's so obvious. But that's when it arrives. So let's just give it to what we need to ourselves. Let's just trust ourselves and keep going. Number 12, love yourself. I believe loving myself is the key to all problems. I used to feel so bad and guilty when I wake up late because I wasted my time. And waking up demotivated and already feel like I ruined my day. I should never make myself feel like that. Now I try to forgive myself more. I went to bed late, so I woke up late. It's okay. My body needs some rest. And also, I'll have a good day. Today is gonna be a good day. Number 13. Vegetarian is possible. This year, I'm trying to be vegetarian. After I moved to Australia, I used to eat meat every day because here, meat is cheaper than vegetable. Yeah, it is true. Like, this amount of beef is only $7 to $8. How crazy. I cooked with meat every day. Chicken, pork, beef, I love them all. I enjoy them all a lot. And I never thought I would be a vegetarian, but after learning how horribly animals are treated and the fact that it's not that healthy to eat them for our vibrations, I just decided to leave them all out of my diet, but I still eat fish occasionally. So technically, I'm a pescatarian, not a vegetarian. Yet. But hey, step by step, right? Number 14. Be aware of red flags in relationships. If you are in a horrible relationship, run. If your partner makes you feel a horrible person, it doesn't mean that you are a bad person. It's not you. The combination is wrong. You need to find someone else who makes you feel like the best version of yourself, who molds you into a better person without even knowing. I had 2 Japanese boyfriends in the past, A was a mature, smart, handsome, financially abundant man, and he always complimented with everything I did. Unconditionally, he believed me and encouraged me, even I doubted myself. So the positive cycle of communication ensued. My attitude was always nice, and I tried to be as thoughtful as possible. I was a good person with him. And then I met B. He's from Osaka and very young. He was 2 years younger than me. Cute, masculine, and into sports, and a very polite person. That was my first impression of him. I think he was a normal guy. But our relationship was a disaster. He even said someone like me would never get married. I was stunned because that is exactly what I wanted to say to him. Unlike him, I had very good relationships with others, and my exes wanted to marry me. The problem was him. But now I believe he wasn't the problem. My love for him was not enough, and we were not a good match personality-wise. I gave up too early and hurt his feelings so many times, and I didn't even care about it. I was cruel. I thought he deserved it because he gave me so much of disappointment and hard times from all the endless arguments, and it became a horrible relationship. When the relationship becomes toxic, don't justify it. I promise you, there is a better person out there. Number 15, we're living in a simulation. Number 16, out of sight, out of mind is totally wrong. Even when you are very close to someone, if your minds are not aligned, you feel like that person is 1,000 miles away. But no matter how far that person is, if you really care about them and connected to their heart, distance doesn't matter. You will always find a way to meet them and stay connected to each other. Number 17. Even if somebody's work doesn't seem that great, the one who created that already committed so much effort and knowledge. Number 18. If you're being so judgmental and trying to be hard on others, the universe has a funny way of making you humble. Don't judge others quickly and prematurely criticize people. There is no guarantee that that's never going to happen in your life. Number 19. Showing your vulnerability needs courage. Showing your work, which isn't good enough yet, or your vulnerable stories needs an enormous amount of courage. And that is one of the bravest things to do. Number 20. Everything happens for a reason. There are no random incidents. Everything happens to teach us a lesson. We might never fully understand its whole concept, but later days when we look back, it'll all make sense in hindsight. Number 21. Solitude matters, and for some people, it's the air they breathe. I prefer eating breakfast with good company rather than alone. What counts as good company is people I'm really close to. If not, I would rather eat alone, watching something I can learn from. At a party or in public, when I'm asked why I'm being so shy, what I really want to say is, I'm not shy, I just don't find much interest in this particular small talky conversation. So I don't feel the urge to add something of no real value to it. I don't walk up to a person and start a conversation unless I'm really interested in that person. And sometimes I need to excuse myself and leave early from an event to recharge. Not because I'm bored or hate it, but because I simply lose energy from being around people for long periods of time. I need time to reflect on my day and plan for another, so I can unwind and read a book in peace, because that's what I need to feel organized and energized. and feel I'm on track. Our society loves extroverts, but there is nothing wrong being introverts. Number 22. We're afraid of being successful, so we self-sabotage. When I first heard it, I was like, what? Why would I want to do that? What I learned from the explanation about this was like this. Self-sabotage is when you hold yourself back from reaching your full potential or reaching the next level of happiness or the success that you desire in life. Sometimes we do this without even realizing it because it's innate. And self-sabotage is what happens when you are reaching the edge of your comfort zone, or maybe you pass that comfort zone and you have this mental part of you or the subconscious part of you that tells you, okay, backtrack, let's hold it for a bit. Let's not go there. Let's stay here where it's safe. It felt so weird that I kept subconsciously self-sabotage myself. So I go back to that same level that I always been comfortable with. Yeah, I'm afraid of messing it up, so I'm not moving forward or progressing as effectively as I could be. Now I can see. It's still a journey for me but the first step is awareing what's happening, right? Number 23, the community is the antidote. Number 24, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I used to be the person who really can understand men. How they can't know this, or how they can't see this, or how can't possibly think this through. But now I'm more aware of men's behavior and their way of thinking. They are just incapable of catching things women do. And they don't feel the way as women. So now I don't need to get too mad at their mistakes. Number 25. Learning a new language is awesome. It gave me 3 different identities and the ability to switch between them. When you can speak more than one language, your personality, your humor, your value system, they change as you switch languages. This can have a huge advantages. You can be more understandable. A study has shown that it increases the problem-solving ability. But what I'm most interested in is that it's actually given me a lot of social benefits. When I can communicate with the native speakers freely, I feel at home with them, or I feel very comfortable in a different culture. Also, it's good to see that the native speakers accept me as one of them. Number 26. Last but not least. You don't know whether it will make you happy or not. We think we know what makes us happy, but we can't be sure. Everything I think will make me happy is based on the past. There are so many other things in the world that could make me happy. So many opportunities and experiences, and I'll never know unless I go out there and try. I think a really important thing while I'm still young is to go out there and explore and expand my world and perspective to see what's possible. Then I can decide what a happy life would be. Alright, thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful and I'll see you next time. Bye!